We have all felt it. The sharp, stinging bite of a word spoken with malice. The subtle dig wrapped in a joke. The overt aggression designed to make you small, to make you question your reality, to make you react. It is the universal currency of human conflict. And when it happens, the biological machine kicks in. The heart races, the chest tightens. A voice in the back of your skull screams, "Fight back, defend, destroy." But let us pause the film, let us freeze this moment of conflict and look at it under the microscope of truth. What is actually happening here? Why do human beings, creatures capable of love, art, and philosophy, descend so readily into the mud of psychological warfare? The answer lies in a mechanism we call the ego. But do not mistake the ego for simple vanity or arrogance. In the deeper spiritual anatomy, the ego is something far more sinister. It is a parasite of consciousness. In religious terminology, it has been called the adversary, the deceiver, or even Satan. It is the force of separation. It is the belief that I am here and you are there, and for me to survive, I must dominate you. When someone attacks you, whether it is a colleague undermining you, a partner gaslighting you, or a stranger on the internet hurling abuse, they are not acting out of strength. They are acting out of a desperate, terrified hunger. They are seeking loosh, a harvest of emotional energy. They attack for the sake of annoying you because your annoyance proves they exist. Your reaction is their fuel. It is how they maintain a fragile illusion of control in a universe they secretly fear. The truth is, people love their chains. They love the ego because it gives them a script. It tells them who to blame. It protects them from the terrifying responsibility of looking inward. So when they lash out, do not view it as a personal assault on your character. View it as a symptom of a spiritual disease. They do not know what they are doing. They are puppets, strings pulled by ancient programs of fear and scarcity. But here is where the path diverges. Here is where the ordinary man remains a victim, and the awakened man becomes a king. The ordinary man reacts. He takes the bait. He engages in the dance of shadows, throwing mud back, escalating the conflict, and in doing so, he lowers his vibration to match the attacker. He enters the hell his enemy has created. But you are here to learn a different way. You are here to learn the art of immunity. The power, the real power, does not reside in having the sharper comeback. It does not reside in winning the argument. It resides in a place so still, so silent, and so vast that the attack simply passes through it like a stone thrown through a ghost. This is the power of non-reaction. Let us dismantle the mechanics of the trigger. What is a trigger? We speak of it often in modern psychology, but rarely do we understand its metaphysical weight. A trigger is not just an emotional reflex. It is a map. It is a precise coordinate pointing to a wound within you that has not yet healed. If you had no ego, if you had no attachment to your self-image, an insult would be meaningless. It would be like someone shouting, "The sky is green." You would not get angry. You would simply observe their confusion. But when an insult lands, when it burns, when it keeps you awake at 3 a.m. rehearsing arguments, it has hit something real inside you. It has hit your ego. It has hit the part of you that believes, I need to be respected, or I need to be right, or I cannot be seen as weak. This is why, paradoxically, your enemies are your greatest teachers. In fact, if you are serious about your evolution, you should silently thank the people who attack you. They are doing the work you are too afraid to do yourself. They are holding up a mirror to your shadow. The text tells us, if you struggle with the triggers of your ego, the attacks of others are a blessing. This is a radical recontextualization of suffering. It turns the villain into a catalyst. Their conduct triggers the dormant anger, the hidden shame, the suppressed guilt. And once it is triggered, once it rises to the surface, it can be seen. You cannot clean a room that is pitch black. You need to turn on the light. The attacker turns on the light. They expose the mess. Now, what do you do with this mess, this anger arising within you? The instinct is to project it outward. I am angry because he is a jerk. No, that is the trap. You are angry because there is anger stored in your vessel, and he simply pressed the button that released it. The method of the master is observation. When the fire rises, you do not throw it at the other person. You do not swallow it and let it burn your insides. You simply watch it. You say, ah, there is anger. There is the tightness in the stomach. There is the desire to kill. You watch it without judgment. You do not say, I shouldn't feel this. You acknowledge it. And in that acknowledgement, a space opens up, a tiny gap between the stimulus and the response. In that gap lies your freedom. In that gap, you are not the animal reacting to a poke. You are the consciousness observing the animal. This is the beginning of the letting go technique. It is the active surrender of the need to defend a false self. It is the realization that the thing they are attacking, your image, your reputation, your pride, is not you. It is just a costume. And you can let them tear the costume apart while the actor underneath remains untouched. We must speak of evil, not in the theatrical sense of horns and pitchforks, but in the practical sense of unconsciousness. The text says, in religious terms, the ego stands for Satan, and therefore we are dealing with evil itself. This sounds heavy, but let us strip away the dogma and look at the physics. Evil is the force of anti-life. It is the force of contraction, of separation, of entropy. When a person is totally identified with their ego, they become an agent of this force. They become incapable of empathy. They become machines of destruction. When you engage with them on their level, when you argue, scream, and hate, you are conscripted into that army. You become possessed by the same energy. Have you not felt it? In the middle of a heated argument, do you not feel like something else has taken over your tongue? You say things you don't mean. You want to hurt. That is the contagion. To remain calm, no matter what, is an act of spiritual exorcism. By refusing to react, you break the circuit. The energy they hurl at you hits a void and dissipates. And often, this drives the ego-driven person insane. They want resistance. They need resistance to push against. If you offer them nothing but silence and presence, they fall through their own trap door. But this calmness is not passivity. It is not being a doormat. It is a state of high-frequency vibration. It is the difference between a stagnant pond and a rushing river. You can throw a rock into a pond and make ripples that last for minutes. Throw a rock into a rushing river, and it is swallowed instantly. The river is too busy flowing to be bothered by the rock. You must become the river. This brings us to forgiveness, a word that has been weakened by weak people. We think forgiveness means saying, "It's okay that you hurt me." No, that is submission. True forgiveness is a metaphysical recognition. It is seeing that the person attacking you is asleep. It is realizing that their attack has no reality unless you give it reality. You forgive them not for their sake, but for yours. You forgive to cut the energetic cord that binds you to them. As long as you hate them, you are tethered to them. You carry them around in your head. They live rent-free in your psyche. Forgiveness is the sword that cuts the rope. It says, I release you to your own karma. I return my focus to my own peace. This is how you use other people's attacks to undo your own ego. Every time you choose peace over conflict, you are chipping away at the marble block of your false self. You are making yourself lighter. You are making yourself less sticky. The hooks of the world have nowhere to catch. What is the destination of this practice? Where does this road lead? It leads to a state of mind described as crystal clear awareness. Imagine a mind that is like a diamond, hard, transparent, luminous. Light passes through it perfectly. It reflects everything but holds on to nothing. In this state, the text promises something extraordinary. Pain is impossible. Let us analyze this claim. Pain is impossible. Is this hyperbole? No. Pain, in the psychological sense, is created by resistance to what is. Pain is the friction between your expectations and reality. He shouldn't have said that. That thought creates the pain. This shouldn't be happening. That thought creates the suffering. When you reach the state of heightened awareness, you stop arguing with reality. You accept the present moment exactly as it is, including the presence of hostile people. You see them as part of the scenery, like a storm or a barking dog. You do not take it personally, and when you do not take it personally, the suffering vanishes. You attain immunity. Think of what that means: to be immune to life's hell, to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil. Not because the evil isn't there, but because it cannot touch you. It cannot lower your frequency. This state is blissful, vibrant, and full of energy. Why? Because you are no longer leaking energy in defense. The average person wastes 90% of their life force defending their ego, worrying about opinions, replaying arguments, and anticipating attacks. Imagine if you took all that energy and channeled it back into your own being. You would feel electric. You would feel alive. Nothing breaks you. Nothing demoralizes you, because your foundation is no longer built on the shifting sands of other people's approval. Your foundation is built on the bedrock of your own awareness. You know who you are. You are the observer. You are the silence behind the noise. This works, as the text says, like magic. It feels like magic because it defies the laws of the social world. In the social world, if someone hits you, you hit back. That is the law of the jungle. You are operating under the law of grace. You are operating under the physics of the spirit. So the suggestion is simple, yet it requires the courage of a warrior. Use the attack. The next time someone tries to humiliate you, the next time a family member tries to trigger your guilt, the next time the world tries to crush you, stop. Do not speak. Do not type. Look inward. Feel the burn. Feel the ego screaming for blood. And then relax. Breathe into the discomfort. Watch it rise, peak, and dissolve. Smile internally. Say to yourself, "Thank you for showing me where I was still attached. Thank you for showing me where I was still asleep." By doing this, you turn the lead of their hatred into the gold of your enlightenment. You become an alchemist of the soul. This is the greatest gift you can give yourself. To be free, to be unoffendable, to be a fortress of peace in a world of chaos. And it is also the greatest gift you can give to them, because by refusing to play their game, you break the cycle. You show them, through your silence, that there is another way. You become a mirror, not of their darkness, but of the light they have forgotten. This is the path of the diamond mind, the path of immunity. Walk it, and you will find that hell itself transforms into a classroom for heaven.